Welcome back again to some more Everlasting Summer Mayhem. We're going to be doing Alisa's new ending in English. So this is a mod, and apparently it's much better than the original endings that you get in the game itself, or interactive novel itself, or whatever. So what the hell, let's have a look, shall we? Okay. Under mods and user scenarios, Alisa's new ending in English. My god. Indeed. So I don't know if we're actually going to get any decision points here, but what the hell, let's just start off with this and see how things go. So day blah blah blah. An annoying song was playing in my head. Or rather, just a melody, a pattern of repeating notes. Seems like an electric guitar, and a rather crusty one at that. However, it seemed like this sound flowed around me, and was slowly taking me somewhere far, far away. If that's possible in this infinite void in which it seemed like I was. But the sounds weakened, seemed to move further and further away, and soon enough it was completely gone. Guessing that's Alisa's song from the guitar, I don't know. I sleepily opened one eye. Was this a dream? Just a nightmare? Or was it something else? This headache is unbearable. It feels like yesterday I won in a drinking game against my own conscience. Indeed. Interesting way of putting it. And when was that? Yesterday anyway. After all, we drank vodka with Alisa on the day before yesterday. Then there was a long road, a bonfire, the bus, and then we got teleported, it seems. Indeed. Notice also that the arrows are returning to their icy form as well. Anyway, I turned my back to the wall. I was back in my room. No, something like this was to be expected. And why the hell would I even be surprised? What if I have never managed to escape from that camp? Would I be left in that world forever? Well, pretty much, according to the other endings. Would I think that everything was okay and I was fine? Would I think that everyone was fine and everything was as it seemed? Of course not, you fucking moron. But anyway, why get surprised now? Slowly moving from one leg to another, I made my way to the kitchen, took out a bottle of cheap beer and gulped half of it at once. Immediately put it back with a cringe. I see. I'm surprised he doesn't have vodka. Being half asleep, everything started to bang in my head. The world went out the door for a brief moment, but my mood has gone up a little. I see. Just need a bit of cheap beer in me. Anyway, or I just didn't care anymore. Actually, I want to see. Okay. Yeah. Perfecto Monday. In the room, everything was like normal. My PC was hissing away with dusty fans, speakers crackled once in a while. Jesus, can't you afford even decent speakers? I mean, really. Anyway, and it was snowing outside. One more fact that clearly stated that even if it was summer yesterday, today it is obviously winter. I mean, really, I've got, well, granted I don't exactly have the fanciest of speakers myself, but to have them actually crackling every once in a while, I mean, that's pretty awful to say the least. I mean, obviously you can afford an LCD monitor, you'd think you could afford even, speakers that aren't absolute shit, but anyway, enough of that. Yep, it's winter, so good, the nightmare has ended. The new nightmare of crackling speakers begins. Anyway, I'll forget about this damn dream in an hour. After all, this is how the human brain works. Yep, it acclimates. Anyway, actually, wait. Oh, right. Oh, the dream itself in an hour. Yeah, that's it. Oops. Yeah. Okay. However, the internet forums, messengers, and even music, which was playing out of the cheap speakers, weren't of much help. Memories still popped up in my mind. The scenery from Sovietnok, it seemed like it... Actually, no, so I just... Okay. Anyway, scenery from Sovietnok, it seemed like it was so distant, but at the same time, it seemed so native, like an old faded picture from a Polaroid from my childhood. Now thinking about it, not much time has passed, one day or less. But was it real? And if it was, is it gone forever? I was scared to admit that. I don't want to sit around looking at the monitor like that. I don't want to listen to the annoying sound of the keyboard and mouse, banging away random patterns of letters. Maybe he should learn how to type in that case. I want to go back to the camp, summer, to go back to the girls, and damn it, even back to electronic. And Alisa. Needs a space there, but anyway. Warm tears suddenly started to roll down my cheeks. It happens, you don't want to cry because you don't know why. Well, obviously he knows why, I mean, Jesus. As in, he knows why he's going to cry, but anyway. Whatever. But you're clearly not the one to say that. Not everything can be understood with logic and reasoning. Not all the answers can be found. Well, I think the Vulcans will beg to differ, but there you go. And right now I'm ready to give everything up, just to have the ability to go back there. He'd even give up his cheap, shitty speakers, my god. Even though I don't know the future, I don't care. I'll deal with it on the spot. Maybe that day, a week ago, someone heard my subconscious wish, in which I was scared to admit to even myself, and transferred me into Sovyonok. Just to transfer me back like this. Yep, it's one big cock tease, basically. But this is unfair. Even though I clearly understood that if I had a choice, I wouldn't change it. Just because it's better for your soul to be happy, even for a brief moment, rather than never having felt true happiness. And hiya, Commie Jesus, or welcome back. What a name, eh? Commie Jesus. Anyway. Just playing through the Alisa mod, basically. But maybe everything isn't lost yet. I'm sure Commie Jesus will have something to say about this. But anyway. So, time was passing by. Life was slowly going back to its original pace, no matter how worried I was about that. But memories tend to slowly fade away, like sand grains blown away by a storm. Well, it's not really a gradual or a slow fade, really. That sounds more like a very violent episode of being swept away, but whatever. And also, something changed in my life, certainly. I became more open, sociable. I have found it easier to talk to people I don't know. Oh, nothing to say about mods. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Well, it looks like this is going to be new to the both of us. Good to think. Okay, see on to the next scene. Many people noticed the changes that I had gone through. They simply couldn't ignore them. Ignore them, should I say. Soon enough, I took an old guitar out of the dusty corner. Sounds pretty much like the other ending, but whatever. First chords were tough, but every time I wanted to give up, I remembered Alisa. Although, I think this is actually a bit better written compared to the other one, from what I can remember. Been a while now. She was standing in front of my eyes and looked at me reproachfully. And here I thought he was beyond reproach. And when I managed to do it, she smiled and laughed, just like on that moonlit night at the stage. It's hard to learn something with an imaginary tutor, but the imaginary Alisa was perfect for a motivator. I was scared to fail in front of her, and not because I was scared of her age. I just remember when she played back then on the guitar that resembled oars for a crappy speaker, with no amp, without the internet to look for tabs, without a tutor by her side. She was playing sincerely, giving herself into the music. Maybe someday I could play like that as well, but I'm going to have to put a lot of effort into it. Maybe for the first time in my life, I was truly ready to give everything I have, fearless of any difficulties or failure, going until I get what I want. That's the spirit. Something started to get together, but it should have. I practiced for so long. I've practiced for so long. Not only I just wanted to play other people's songs, but to compose my own as well. It wasn't easier to say the least, and maybe even harder than to learn to play the guitar. I had to think not only about myself, but I had to be an entire band. Rhythm sections should be in unison, add a bit of keyboard here, here, strings here, a bit of rhythm guitar, and here, solo. I didn't have any clear preferences. Some of my songs ended up being pop, some were metal, and everything in between. Not bad music. However, I didn't plan on being a one-man orchestra, so the next step was to create a band. Firstly, curiously enough, I found a drummer, then a bass guitar, then, and next, keyboard. The remaining was a second guitar player because I wasn't sure if I could do all the parts alone. Plus, having two guitars gives you a wider musical range. We had a couple of songs made out of stitched together samples, and everything seemed like just a bit like what? Hang on. A couple of songs made of stitched together samples, and everything seemed like just a bit, and we can start rehearsing. Okay. Just a bit, we can start rehearsing. Yeah, it's whatever. But some didn't like our music style, some inexperienced members, some even didn't like the name, so the second guitar searches turned out to be rather long. Baby metal, eh? Not really sure what it means by that, but there you go. I suppose a combination of pop and metal, maybe. Yep, it's Alisa's alternate ending, yep. But in the end, finally, we began to rehearse. Something went wrong from the very beginning. This happens. Everyone has their own vision of music, different sets of skills, and even your characters can just mismatch. And so my first band fell apart after the first few rehearsals. Obviously, I was upset, but I didn't give up, and managed to find new members. With the same result. They keep on going, though. Spring has slowly replaced winter. Oh, okay. Sounds like fun. So, baby metal, eh? See what I mean? Okay, great. Fun times. Alright, so slowly replaced winter, looks the same to me, but whatever. However, as it happens often out here, times of the year change only on calendars. Outside it was still very cold and snowstorms were going strong. To the max. Just like this weather today, it almost seemed like there weren't... Wait a minute. Just like this weather today, it almost seems like there weren't the last ones playing guitar, or wasn't last ones playing guitar. There were no failed attempts at assembling a band. That sentence feels very weird, but anyway. Okay, there weren't last ones playing guitar, there were no failed attempts at assembling a band. It just felt like I just woke up after coming back from Sovyonok. Or like the dream about that camp. I can't tell for certain now. Indeed. Okay, but these... God, that sentence is still very weird. Alright, but these memories left nothing but happiness and bright sadness. My thoughts were interrupted by a flashing message window. Hey, do you need a new guitar? Or rather, hey, do you need a guitar player? Hi, yes, we need one. I quickly responded. Not many people messaged me anyway, and regarding the band. Well, here I am, messaging you. Well, thanks. How long have you been playing for? I played guitar ever since I played the guitar ever since my childhood, but I've played an acoustic one earlier. I had played an acoustic one earlier. But right now, playing it seriously not too long ago. Like, totally seriously. Alright. Well, I'm a beginner too, you know. I understand, it's alright. Oh, okay, it's kinda official. Okay, I didn't really think it was, but there you go, apparently so. Even though it counts as a separate mod, but there you go. Anyway, I'm beginner too, you know, I understand, it's alright. Jeez, I wonder who's going to be behind the message, eh? Oh, God. Alright. We exchanged a couple more meaningless messages and agreed to meet. Logically, it would seem good to arrange a meeting on our rehearsal stage to evaluate each other's playing skills, but a band, a collective, is not only a sum of skills, but people interacting, their characters. Most famous bands fell apart not because of someone not hitting the right notes, but for many different reasons. Could have said that a bit better, but what the hell. And again, I'm standing on the 410 bus stop. What the hell is that thing on the left thing there? That picture of something. I don't know what the hell that is, but anyway. I wonder, will it take me back to Sovyonok today? Probably not. And mainly, do I want to be taken away myself? Now I have things to do, things that will not wait. Even the meeting with the guitar player. Little by little, but it's some progress. Some refused immediately, without even meeting me in person. Well, I guess you could say they saved a bit of time in that case, rather than refusing later on. The snowstorm was going stronger and stronger, so I had raised my collar and buttoned my coat. When it's summer, when is summer going to begin? Warm summer, just like back then in Sovianok. Sadness took over. What? Okay, sadness took over me for a second, but I cleared my mind of those thoughts. It's not polite to look like a deadhead while meeting a girl for the first time. But we're going to simply play together and not. Yeah, right. Simply. I wonder, what is she like? It's obvious that looks don't usually correlate to skills, but it's always more pleasant to stand on the stage of a cute girl and not of a 300-pound rhino. And wait a minute, why is it still using imperialist system? Wait a minute, they skipped over that section if I try to go back like that. Oh, whatever. I'm pretty sure he said it in pounds, but anyway. And why did we even agree to meet on this bus stop? This thought painfully hit my conscience, which it should have done way earlier. Obviously it's meant to be. Hey, waiting for me. I turned around, but a sudden wind gust nearly blew me off my feet, and snow filled my eyes and mouth. The girl laughed loudly, maybe even a bit too loud. Oh, she's got a big mouth on her. Who could it possibly be? Sorry. Spewing snow out, I mumbled. I hope you're not as clumsy on the stage, are you? Oh, what a shock. Finally, I rubbed my eyes clean and looked at her. Alisa was standing right in front of me. No, a girl that looked exactly like her. It seemed like she was surprised too, but she looked way more calm. Oh yeah, massive surprise. Have we met before? It seems so. I mean, no, of course we have met. In the summer camp, Sovianok, remember? She looked at me fixedly, almost as if trying hard to remember something. Summer camp? No, I don't remember. Actually, I've never been to any summer camps. Oh, that's a load of horseshit. I don't believe it. I said softly. I didn't want to believe it. I know that the person in front of me is Alisa, and I don't give a damn about anything else. I just feel it. I know it. I don't know. The girl was confused and turned her eyes away from me. I don't know, and that's it. Obviously she knows. She stomped her foot on the ground and her eyes shined. Maybe, but it was... Oh, right, no. Okay. Maybe, but it all was in a dream. It wasn't real. Talk about being tongue-tied. In a dream? Do you think two people can see the exact same dream? How can I know what you've seen in yours? Indeed. The girl turned around. I think that you know, the camp, an evening with a guitar on the stage, the bomb shelter under the old building, vodka, and finally... I was confused. Well, you know. That's the point. I don't understand. Alisa, I was completely sure now. She looked at me with tearing eyes. I'd like to understand, but can't. Yeah, believe me, I'd like to understand as well, but there you go. In the first seconds after going back, everything seems so real. I don't know now. If you're really Semyon, I thought that we'll go back. Together. I thought we'll end up in this district center or elsewhere, it doesn't matter. And then... She sobbed and continued. I thought it was just a dream. I woke up and couldn't understand. What's real? Here or there? And who is me or her? But in the end, everything made sense. No, it does not make any fucking sense. Anyway, that me just wanted to remain there. Oh, okay, so that other... Alisa, I guess you could say. The one that we saw in the camp, I guess. Huh. Yeah, makes loads of sense. She stopped for a moment. Actually, wait a minute, that might be very important. I wonder if maybe part of Semyon is remaining back in the camp as well. I mean, we know that there's loads of Semyons there, but I wonder if some of them, or all of them, are actually meant to be representing, you know, parts that for one reason or another want to or need to remain there. Maybe. Huh. So remain there. Okay. Alright, she stopped for a moment. With you. I couldn't bear it anymore, and that's the wrong bear word there, but whatever. I couldn't bear it anymore. I squeezed her in open arms. It seemed like everything remained here, or there, in the dream, and we were not destined to meet here in real life. I believed in that myself. The evil one stayed there. Oh, the evil Semyon. Yes, that's right. But my fairy tale will have a happy ending. I'm sorry, I whispered. He's constantly apologizing, indeed. Alisa barely laughed. I don't know, I just want to apologize. Oh, for fuck's sake, stop doing that. I swear, every fucking storyline just about, he's apologized for something that he doesn't need to. But anyway. I think because I'm at fault for something. Yes, you're certainly at fault. For what? I asked in surprise. Don't know. And there you go. Alisa responded and snapped onto my lips in a hot kiss. Just like that night near the bonfire, but now it's for reals. Just, like I didn't spend that week in Sovyonok. Maybe that was just a dream, boding our meeting in real life. I don't believe in faith, but my desire to believe in doom is even less. But even now, a couple of minutes ago, everything seemed like doom's will. So let it be like it's supposed to be. You know, I believe. I moved away from Alisa for a bit. In what? It's not that simple. Maybe Sovyonok was just a dream, but we had it for a reason. Maybe it's part of the... Oh yeah, she's going to say some stuff. Maybe it was part of the Sea Consciousness project from the Stalker series. Maybe this is just an experiment, you know, they start out joining two minds from a distance and, you know, then they go with more minds until eventually they go with the entire globe. Perhaps that is what it's all about. But whatever. Alisa started laughing loudly, then her face turned red, and she stepped away from me. So that means this is the first time we see each other. That means we don't know each other. Well, it seems so. Then, her face was turning red even more, and apparently she was getting angry. I don't kiss people I don't know. I'm not like that. If you... Well, obviously she just did. Anyway, Alisa tried to slap me in the face, but it was a bad attempt. I dodged easily. Well, at least something remains the same in the past and present worlds. I smiled. Fine. The face changed to a naughty smile once again. But if you play on the same level as back then, I don't have anything to do with you. Oh no, we're on a whole different level now. Well, you can hear for yourself. I stretched my hand out. The snowstorm became heavier, but the wind calmed down and it was completely silent on the bus stop. Well, what a coincidence. Even the windows in the nearby houses turned black, almost like they were watching us. Well, I guess we're watching them technically right now, but anyway. Yeah, interesting stuff indeed. You know, you're not that big of a loser. Wow, what a compliment. Alisa grabbed my hand. Now I'm certain that I'll be able to achieve something in music, together with Alisa. Translation by Spirit. Thanks, Spirit. Because I can't read Russian. In fact, I can barely even read Serbian. But there you go. So yeah, that was short but sweet. Must be more like Windows 8. But there you go. Very short but sweet ending, and I dare say that was, yep, that was definitely better than both the good and the bad endings of the original Alisa storylines. So there you have it. There's actually one more mod that's in English. Actually, no, there's a couple more, but they're either not finished or they've got loads of errors in them, so I'm presuming that they meant translation errors and such. And I don't really feel like going with that for the time being, so what the hell. Anyway, Windows 8 turns blue. Ah, okay. Not bad, not bad. Okay, that makes more sense. But there you go, still a very interesting little ending. That's probably going to be it for Everlasting Summer for the time being, until we get somewhat more polished mods coming out. But there we go, hope you had fun with that. Very good visual novel, I think you'll agree, especially for the price, which is free. Good stuff indeed. So there you go, I shall see you all next time.